Hello Freedom Seekers, Jeremy Chambers, Independence Acres Homestead. Wanted to share with you guys some of the updates on our rabbit, Hutch, along with announcing a giveaway. About 3 months ago, I recorded a video where I was complaining about the hutch that was in this area. I went over a couple things that I would do all over again if I was going to do it differently. Well, we did it differently. And we completely took the hutch down to just the basic wood frame and rebuilt it from there. So what this used to be was a fully enclosed hutch with 4 doors across here, 4 separate compartments at 30 inches deep and 2.5 feet wide, so 30 by 30, what do you know, right? And a couple things, you know, we had issues with the manure buildup, we had issues with the wire rusting away, and so it was time to redo it. And I also had issues with the manure collection system, the waste collection system. It just wasn't working the way we wanted it to. So everything was redone. So let me show you what we did differently. Well, first of all, is I raised the height of the roof itself. We were constantly, well, the kids were constantly hitting their heads on the roof every time they would go in to take care of the animals. Then from there, we completely eliminated the hutch itself. We needed to make sure that the rabbits could not access the wood so they couldn't chew on it. And we also needed to make sure that the cage wire was elevated off of any wood so that manure and the urine couldn't accumulate and then rest against the wire, causing it to rust away. And this is what we came up with. So each one of these compartments is 24 wide, 30 deep. They're a full 24 high because our rabbits like to get up and stretch full height. And then the other thing we did is we added in, I don't know if you can see this here, let me, buddy. Oh, Lancelot isn't happy right now. So what we added in was a shelf. So this is a 1/2 by 1 inch shelf up here, and I turned some 1 by 1 wire and made a pier here. So that'll support about 40 pounds. I actually did test it, believe it or not, in order to make sure it would support the weight of our rabbits. And so we've got we've got a total of 5 compartments here. So I still have one of our moms in a 24 by 24 cage, only because I didn't want to move her nesting box around, because when I was putting all this together, I hadn't finished her cage yet. So I still have 1 cage to build. Let me just give you a quick rundown on what the cages are made out of. They're a 14 gauge, 1/2 inch by 1 inch bottom, 1 inch by 1 inch sides. Now a lot of your manufactured cages are going to be they're going to be at 1 inch by 1.5 inches up top here, or even a 1 by 2. And I really prefer to do a 1 by 1. So yeah, so this is the Pet Lodge cage, and you can see it's a 1 inch by 2 inch. And I really prefer a 1 by 1 just because it really helps to keep babies from getting out, especially with these large breed rabbits. If I had a smaller breed rabbit, I would even extend some 1/2 by 1/2 up the first couple inches here so the babies can't get out. So this is our American chinchilla babies. Aren't they adorable? Look at that. Hi guys. These guys are right about 4 weeks old, and some Californians over here. So you see, even the babies are able to get up on the top shelf there. The main reason why I wanted to put the shelf in there is just number one, to give them a place to get up and air out a little bit, increase the floor space. So even though we're only 24 inches wide by 30 deep, adding that 1 foot shelf up there just gives them an extra 2 square feet of floor space. So technically we're looking at right around 8 square feet of floor space for these rabbits to get around in, which is great for a large breed rabbit. Now, the other thing, the biggest complaint we had was the manure collection. So I had some extra of the metal roofing, and we've got that down here. It's a 30-degree incline in order to allow the manure and the urine to fall down. With the roof being redone, I was able to get some reclaimed gutter here. We've got a gutter down here to collect the manure, and a couple times a week we scrape it down into the yellow box, and then it goes over to a wheelbarrow, which then goes over to the compost bin. We're still one or two things we're going to do here. The first is going to be to drill out a couple holes in the gutter here. Every few inches, just drill 3 holes along perpendicular along the base of the gutter, just to allow the urine to drain through, and then that way all that we're collecting in the yellow pan over here is just the manure, so that can go straight to the garden rather than going to the compost and making sure that it's all dry. And then, like I said, about a couple times a week we're scraping it down, and then once a week we'll hose it down, and then we haven't got to it completely yet, but then probably once every 1 or 2 months we'll come out here and use the pressure washer and wash this down just to make sure that it stays clean. Now, as you can see, we do still have 2x4 material underneath the cages, but that's not what the cages are resting on. We have a piece of galvanized 2-inch pipe, and that is what the cages are resting on. That allows the manure and the urine to fall down. Nothing accumulates on that pipe. And we've got about a 2-inch gap here so that where we do get a little bit of manure, so on all the supports that are going across the middle here, I actually cut them at a 45-degree angle just so that the manure will fall and not accumulate on top. But the back, front, and side supports for all the pipe are still 1.5 inches wide, flat, but they're at a place where we can just go through it and scrape them off once a week or once every few weeks as stuff builds up a little bit. So just basically we've made this much more easy to clean, much more easy to manage. The only thing that this is going to be a little difficult to do is to seal it up a little bit for winter. It's been great for the summer because we've got breeze on all 4 sides. So what we'll be able to do is I'm going to cut some paneling that will just screw on to the back side and to the left and right side here, the east and west side, and we'll still just hang our tarps here across the front. Another cool thing I have are some LED lighting strips across here. I don't have it wired up yet, but eventually it's going to go over to the solar battery array in the bunny barn, which will allow us to have lights out here for the winter. We'll put those on a timer so that they'll come on and stay on for a little bit, along with the timer for the quail in the bunny barn. So there's our updates to our, well, it's actually no longer a hutch. It's technically just a stand for the cage. These are our updates for the rabbit cage stand. Hopefully this might help you out as you're planning for your rabbitry, just so you can see the mistakes that we've made and what we've done to make things just a little more user-friendly here on our homestead. Now let's get down to what everybody has been waiting for, and that is the giveaway. Well, today is September 1st, and in 15 days, September 16th, it is going to be Shelly's birthday. Edited for my safety. And we want to give you guys a gift. Number one, to celebrate her birthday, but also to celebrate a milestone. In our last video, we broke 700 subscribers, and so we're really excited to have some of that growth go on, even though we had that little hiatus going on a little bit this summer. So excited to have an opportunity to give something away. Yeah, actually, we're just looking for an excuse. So one of the things that we did a lot of during quarantine or lockdown here in Michigan, besides, you know, obviously projects around the homestead, is we were playing not video games. The kids wanted to play video games all the time, but we're pretty strict on video games. But we were playing board games, and we came across this board game that is very homestead centric, and it's pretty fun actually. So there's some strategy in it. It is, yeah, it really requires a lot of strategy. But it's fun. It has Chick-a-Pigs. That's the name of the game, actually. Chick-a-Pig. It's a hybrid chicken pig. And the object of the game is to get your Chick-a-Pigs in the corral. But you have to watch out for opponents, hay bales, and a pooping cow. How much more homestead is this game than having to dodge poop, right? So in honor of Shelly's birthday, there's only one thing you have to do in order to join and enter into this giveaway, and that is to comment down below and just say, "Happy birthday, Shelly." That's it. That's all you have to do. Wish Shelly a happy birthday and you are entered. We're going to be doing the drawing actually on her birthday. I will have her run the auto generator for all the names of the channels and the viewers who have commented below, and we will do a drawing. And this game, like I said, it's just a lot of fun. We've spent hours playing it. It gets a little dirty sometimes. One of our kids plays this game a little dirty though. He likes to have the cow poop all over the area where other people's chickapigs have to go, causing them to slip. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us today. Like I said, I hope that you got something out of the changes that we made to that rabbit cage stand. And don't forget to enter. We'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. And also, if you're the winner, you don't miss the announcement of your good fortune, right? So go ahead, make sure you like and subscribe. And don't forget to comment down below, "Happy birthday, Shelly," so that you can be entered into the drawing to get your very own copy of Chick-a-Pig. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. And as always, God bless.